Hello and good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, wherever you are coming in today. We are now live on LinkedIn and YouTube for those who are joining us this morning. Thank you for being here. First of all, I'm Klaude Furlong, and I'm a monetization specialist. I have a program, Passions to Profits coaching program, and I'm also I have a beautiful membership that I have members. I teach them, I coach them on digital marketing, monetization, growth mindset, and AI entrepreneurship. And today it's part of the expert series that I'm doing. And I'm inviting entrepreneurs to come and talk about what they do, and also to talk about like their actual offers, their actual, things that they actually do on a day-to-day basis, bringing value to my listeners. So, good morning, Mary Louise. Thank you for being here today. So if you are joining us, like I said, you can join us from LinkedIn. You can also join us from YouTube. Please interact today. Ask questions. We are here to answer all the questions that you have. We're going to be talking about lead generation. We're going to be talking about lead magnets and what that means for your business, and how you can generate leads that way through your business. And today we are going to have a guest. It's Adam Berg, and he is the founder and owner of Digital Marketing Solutions Online. And without further ado, I'm just going to switch my format and I'm going to bring Adam in. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am doing fantastic.
Awesome. So Adam, today we're going to be talking, of course, about lead gen and about lead funnels and all that kind of stuff. And but before we get into all that, I would like to know a little bit more about your business, how you got into digital marketing, and what you're doing right now, and how all this flows into what we're going to be talking today.
Yeah. So I guess I got started in this. I've been in business myself for 25 years. So I got started with this because I wanted to. I farm. I guess the other side that I do is I own a farm. So we run quite a few acres, 200-300 acres, and I want to be able to pass that on to my oldest, who is interested in farming. So I started researching other things that I was interested in doing, and business is one. So the idea of helping other businesses be more profitable, help them with their marketing, was something that I find fulfilling and interesting, and I really like doing. So that's the short of how I got into this.
It's a pretty cool. I think the thing that I like most about digital marketing is the quickness of change. Like if you don't like stagnation,
Right.
This is the way to go, because it changes so quickly, whether it's the tools, the strategies, even the content, the way to approach things, everything changes so fast. So I can believe how hard it is for small business owners to actually even wrap their heads around that, because you and I are in this day in, day out, 24/7.
Right.
Still, we're like, holy crap, I can't keep up.
Yeah,
Because,
there's
right?
there's times when platforms, you think you got a platform figured out, and then they roll out a new change, and it's like,
Right? So that's my next question. It would be, how do you stay updated on all those different things that are coming out at the speed of light? So how do you pick and choose, like, which one? Okay, this is good. This is going to be a trend. It's not going to make it. How do you pick and choose what you're going to do?
yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, like staying up to date with, newsletters, articles, that type of stuff, but like being part of AI and using that, and you know, just using the power that it has, and being able to, have it help you, is one way that you can stay up to date, because I mean, it's using all the current information. So I mean, you have basically, everything at your fingertips, and it's helpful. It's helpful in
I
just,
call it like a genie in a bottle,
yeah, basically, yeah.
right? It's just, that's how it feels to me. AI to me, and that's how I explain to people. It's like having a genie in a bottle right on your desk. that you can just tap into anytime that you get stuck somewhere. And it doesn't take, a lot of people have said, oh, it's like cheating. I don't really see it that way. I see it like being a tool, like every other tool that we use, to save you time in the trenches of the stuff that you need to do, the research part, or coming up with subject matters or for content and stuff like that. Sometimes you're just sitting there and life is so chaotic that your head is, it's like this craziness, and having to sit there and calm yourself down in order to like brainstorm now, you have to be in a different mindset, right? So I think AI, just using it as that helpful research or brainstorm tool to kind of cut through all that, give you the right topics for the right people at the right time, that is very helpful. And time, it gives you back a lot of your time. Don't you agree?
100%. Yeah. And it, like a lot of times I find myself, it's like, I know what I want to say, like say in an article or in a post, but it's like, it's nice to be able to just throw that question in there, because it's like, oh, I didn't think about this part, and this little piece that I didn't want to leave out. And it's like, so it's not necessarily getting it to do everything that you want to do, but it's about like being able to just a helper, like, so you're not like forgetting things or missing certain pieces that have been, like, after it's done, it's like, oh crap, that'd have been good, I missed that part,
Right.
I didn't think about that. So
I know, it's like a genie in a bottle.
Yep.
For those listening to us this morning, good morning. And we are going to go into some lead gen soon, some ideas. So I have at the bottom of this screen right now a little ticker going through to go and grab Adam's freebie right now. I have the address down there, but I also added the link to the freebie in the description of the event on LinkedIn and the description of the event on YouTube. So if you are on YouTube, just go under the video. There should be a link there. Go and grab the freebie, and because we're going to talk about it at some point really soon, and grab that, and then you'll know what we're talking about, and you'll have good ideas. Because I read it and I thought, holy crap, that's brilliant! Like, you had really good stuff in there, and we are going to definitely talk about that. I chose a couple of them. First, let's talk about, everybody talks about that. And I'm sure that a lot of people out there are going like, what the hell is that? What is a lead magnet? What is a lead funnel? Like, what are they talking about? Because as much as we know, and as much as we're in it 24/7, I'm still amazed that there's so many small businesses out there that don't do this, that don't have this on their website. It stuns me every time I get a new customer that says, what is that? And I'm like, what? You're not doing lead gen? You're not doing email marketing? Like, what? Right? So what is a lead magnet, and what types of lead magnets, like, to give an idea to people that are watching us today?
So, essentially, we're going to simple it down. A lead magnet is something that you trade a customer for their contact information. And it's like, I think a lot of people, we use lead magnets on a daily basis, but people don't even realize that that's what they are. Like when they're talking about a trial subscription to, some software they're using, or, I'll just, like, some of the ones that I use, or that we, would use in my industry, like say Canva. They give you the free trial, you get to use a lot of the features, but you don't get to use all of them. That's their lead magnet. And so it's just a matter of figuring out what is the right lead magnet for your business to help you with lead gen, and with, getting customers in contact info, so you can stay in contact with them, not necessarily on a social platform, but it's your actual list.
Let's talk about that for one little second, because we've had a funny little week this week with social media. And you know how I feel about social media.
Right.
I like it in a certain sense, but I'm very against sometimes people putting all their eggs in the social media basket, because I believe, and I hope you agree with this, is that with the lead magnet comes the email of the person.
Yeah.
It is them telling you, I'm interested in what you're doing. So they get into your community or your funnel. That lead belongs to you forever. Now I can put them in a nurturing sequence in my emails, and I can be selling to them 24/7 for years to come. So
Yeah.
to me, there's a value in getting that. On social media, no matter how much you pull into it, or create video after video, and yes, you can generate a community, but you don't get their emails. You still have to drive that traffic to a lead magnet, because you don't have their emails. You could have a gazillion thousand followers on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever. You don't own that. You don't have that information unless you push them onto a landing page and gather their emails.
Yeah.
So this week we had a little tip with Facebook going down, and WhatsApp, and Instagram, and then TikTok, and then even LinkedIn here had some issues. So again, it proves the value of that lead gen approach to gathering the email, because your emails, you have them forever. So if people are listening today, yes, social media is great. Yes, you have to be on social media if you have a business, because people tend to go out on social media and check out your business and how you actually interact with your customers. So yes, it's important that you're there, but not for conversion. Conversion is still an email. Every time I send an email, I convert people. Every single time. So what we're talking about today is really, really important, because it actually converts people into customers. And that's what we're going to talk about. So let's pick a few. I'm going to pick a few. I'm going to put you on the spot now. And I'm going to pick a few industries, and you tell me what you would do in terms of what kind of lead magnet you create, and how that might benefit that industry, or that customer that comes from that niche.
Okay.
So I know, and I've invited, I don't know who's here and who's not. By the way, guys, whoever's here, just pop a hi. I know I'm streaming through Streamyard, by the way. So I think you have to approve to comment. But please, if you have any questions, if you're watching and you have any questions whatsoever regarding leads generation, lead magnets, funnels, just please put them, and I have a chat, and we'll answer all your questions. So I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm going to choose real estate agencies.
Okay.
Because that's a little funky. What kind of lead magnets and why?
So you could have something like, if you were a real estate agent, you probably have people come to you that say, I'm looking for this size house and this price range in this area. You'd have like a property listing alert, something like that, where they would automatically be notified of, it was a way for you to collect what the parameters are, and send them a message that, hey, this property, with all the pictures of that property. You could do like a home buyers list. You could do like a home sellers list. So anybody who's looking to buy a house, first time homeowners, what are the things you're looking for?
I think that's a good one, because a lot of people who are buying homes have no idea what it entails, like the whole. And that would be a really good lead magnet to have on your site, to say, for new home buyers, here's a complete checklist of everything you have to think about when you're buying your first home, or another home. Like, it doesn't have to be your first home, but at the same time, you're providing an awful lot of value. And I think that's the thing with these lead magnets, is that you have to provide real value. It's not fluff, because what that does, what the lead magnet does, I believe, is create that credibility for the person.
Yeah.
Right? It's showing you, because that thing is working 24/7 while you're sleeping.
Yep.
So you cannot represent yourself to your potential prospects that are out there, right? So that lead magnet is your sales guy or saleswoman. I don't want to be,
Right.
I don't be, don't come after me. It's just, but you want to make sure that that sales rep is continuously representing you. So you do want to put something of value so that the person that's getting it goes, holy crap, this is valuable. And this person knows their stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's important. It's important to have a valuable one because people value their time. And if you send them a piece of garbage that is not that doesn't only solves a little bit of the problem, or it kind of does, is half-assed, it's not helpful because it doesn't.
Just a waste of
Like
time.
you said, it doesn't show your expertise. It doesn't show well. So it needs to be complete. It needs to solve a problem. It needs to be thorough. So,
and you don't forget that this is your first impression on someone, right? You don't get a second chance to do a first impression. We know that. And in today's world where there's so much stuff out there, you want to differentiate yourself. You want to give really something of value so that people go, wow, like if she treats or he treats a prospect like that, like how is it going to be, when I'm actually a customer?
right.
So it has to provide value. It has to be credible, and it has to have your imprint. So it has to have your personal style as well, I think.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a great one. So let's try law firms. And I know law firms, they get a lot of customers and whatever. Some of these people don't do lead gen because they're already so busy, because there's some industries that are sort of like luxury industries, and then there's certain niches that are like you can't get away from it, like lawyer, dentists, things like that. Like, we got to go. So it's not that they need lead gen, but perhaps they need a more qualified lead gen. Perhaps they want to have a higher value customer, right?
Right.
So what would you do for a law firm? I have a few ideas, but let's see.
Yeah. So, I mean, it kind of depends what they specialize in, right? So if let's just say you do like, say like, let's say you do some custody stuff between like divorces, or, it's like stuff that we don't necessarily enjoy doing or want to be a part of, but it's like, what does that process look like? What are the things that you need to do? How do you get your finances in order? What are the things that you need to know to go through this process? Or, so you can, it kind of depends what your niche is, but what you focus on. But I mean, you can basically, the how-tos, of any of it is it's helpful.
It's like will kits, right? Like you're saying to yourself, okay, maybe this guy's an estate lawyer, so you want to put like a will kit, but you don't want to put, and I think we have to talk about that too, because you don't want to put something out there that is like do it yourself.
Oh, right. For sure.
Right? You want to give enough, it's like a tightrope here, because you want to give enough value that you're showing your expertise, but you don't want to give all the value so that they can actually turn around and do it themselves. You want them to be able to do a few things themselves, enough that they feel, okay, this is good, but you don't want to lose the sale either for the service, or right, that you're kind of doing it. So I think that an estate planning thing, like I went through an estate situation last year, and one of the lawyers, I found an actual freebie on a lawyer's site that was downloadable, and it would tell you all the steps involved when somebody goes. what you need to do, all the paperwork you need to send or gather, all the different steps that you have to go through to advise this person and that person. It was seriously, I hired the person to do certain things for me, but I did do a few things on my own. So I think that that's the purpose, is that you can give it a little bit of stuff enough for the person can do certain things, but that they will hire you. And don't forget that when you give stuff to people, they tend to feel a reciprocity.
Yeah.
Tongue twister.
You got it.
Right? Reciprocity.
Yeah, I mean,
they feel like they need to give you back something because you just gave them something of value.
you're building goodwill.
Yeah, right? So I think that's a good idea.
Yep.
Okay, let's move on to, let's see. Oh, we have a lot of those. Financial advisors. So what would we do for financial advisors?
Oh, financial advisors, you could be, so like investing, like say, like, what are some guides for investing for your retirement? How much you need, like what are the safe places to be? What are the riskier places to be? But maybe you have some more return. You could do budgeting stuff. I mean,
Calculator. Yeah.
yeah,
Right?
I mean, that one would be huge for, say somebody who's just getting started, or, it's like I remember back to when I was, 21, and they're like, you need to save X amount of dollars to have this much. And, it's like you meet with a financial advisor, and it's like to be able to have some of that stuff laid out for you. Like these are, like a template of if you save this many dollars per month at this much interest, this is what you'll have at, so you can kind of, that would be like that'd be a good lead magnet, would be just like a estimation, like a retirement estimation chart of sorts, where you could plug in different variables and kind of give you an idea of where you
And I
need to
think
be.
also, and I don't want people to think that it's only like ebooks or workbooks or things like that. You can also, like for financial advisors, especially like around tax time, you could have like a live workshop, right?
Sure.
So that they sign up to have a seminar or webinar or whatever. It could all be online. You don't even have to like be local. You could be having people registering, which gives you their email, to this tax time. What do you have to prepare? Like, especially for small business. Every year I go through the same thing that I always say every month I'm going to do my accounting every month, so that, when I get to the end of the year, I'm all prepared. It never happens.
Right.
No. Like 2 weeks before it's due, it's like, okay, crunch time, gotta go now, right?
Let's put everything together.
Let's put everything together. So it would be awesome. And I have never found one. Guys out there, if you're listening and you're in this, I've never found one that actually gives a webinar for small business owners to say, okay, guys, this is the way that you prepare your taxes. And again, most of us will attend the webinar, will love the value, but still give you the business because we don't want to do it, right? So don't think that if you do this, people are suddenly going to do this on their own. They just want the knowledge, so that if ever, somebody comes back to them, they actually know what they're talking about. But it doesn't mean that we want to do it, right?
Right. And like something like that, you may bring up some ideas of things that maybe you should have been expensing that you weren't as part of your business.
Correct.
Like I thought about this the other day. It's like I want to go and I gotta meet with a guy for dinner and talk to him about a website. And it's like, okay, so technically I need to, like, those are some of the things that I've never done, like on the farm. So it's like not expense some of those things. So it's like even that I have some different expenses that to think about.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, because you changed niche, you changed, right? It's very different, right? So again, it's not, sometimes if you're preparing something like that, guys, don't think that you're giving it all away, because even if you give it all away, how many times have I like done webinars where I'm telling the person step by step, plug this here, do this there, here's the script. And they still come back to me and go, you know what, Claude, can you do it for me? Because I just don't want to, right? It's like you've given them everything and they still, now they believe in you so much and they trust you so much that they're like, here, take it. I don't want to do it, right?
Yep.
So if you're thinking of doing something, think of it, and I see that sometimes. I'm a golfer. I love golfing. And I love taking clients golfing because it gives me 3 hours with them. Hitting balls, talking about business, wheeling dealing. But golf is just the best place. So think of the webinars like a golf game. You've got their attention for an hour or 90 minutes where you can talk about their business, you can interact, you can engage with them, you get to know them. And then at the end, you have a relationship to continue through email or through another webinar. But I think that webinars are a really great way to kind of connect to people. So that's another great, I think, lead magnet for your business. Think of it like a monthly, like for these financial advisors, they could go every month, they could have a new one. Right? One is tax time. One is, how to scale up your business, how to buy equipment, or how to there's so much, right? Creating a webinar, sometimes people think they have to do like this big on multiple subjects. No, pick one and just do, talk about it till you're blue in the face and give people like a little worksheet or something at the end. Right? Yep. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. I'm sticking to it. So I had accounting firms, but we just did that. So let's go to insurance agencies. What would we give insurance agencies?
So, you could have like insurance coverage checklists, how to save on insurance. Like, what are things that can save you, say, on your auto insurance, on your homeowner's insurance? Are there certain, just throwing out different ideas here, like security systems, or like what,
the best security systems, like a comparative.
Like
ones out there. Yeah, that's
like,
a great one.
Like how does different security systems affect your home insurance rates, or even like fire prevention? Like, is there certain fire prevention stuff that affects your insurance? So, it's like you can
even an inventory, like an asset inventory sheet. Because nobody does that. Have you ever done that? Do you know the stuff you have in your house?
No. That's the thing. It's like that would be a great one.
Guys out there, if you're listening, that would be a great one, because we all have tons of equipment in our homes, especially now that we're working from home and stuff. We have tons of equipment, tons of stuff. And if ever something happens, like, I don't know what I have. It's like, if my house was to burn down tomorrow to the ground, it would be like, I'd have to actually sit and think about it.
You would be thinking about it for 20 years of the things. I used to have that, and I did. Yeah, like that never got listed.
So it would be kind of cool to have sort of an inventory list of at least the big stuff.
Right. I remember my insurance agent at the time, he said, just go through your house with a video camera and video everything. That way, at least, you can say that, you can see things, and it's like, oh, that the visual, it's like, just save it in your phone. That'd be an easy way, but the checklist of actual, like, to go through it to help you figure out that, because that can be part of your insurance too, replacement costs. And
you could like just create a big list, and then it could be a dynamic list on your phone, or it could be a printed list somewhere with your insurance papers. And every time you buy a new piece of equipment, you can buy it, you can put the serial number, and then you put the costs, right? Then it's there, and it becomes a habit. Mm-hmm. So again, you're creating value for your prospect, right? Mm-hmm. I was also, what do I have here? Insurance coverage checklist to help. Yeah. So different things, like even business stuff. Like when I transitioned from an outside leasing place where I had my agency to working from home, I don't really have customers coming here because all my customers are online. So, but my insurance guy chased me all around to say, like, you need insurance, special insurance. If somebody falls on, on your in front of your house now, it's like, it's not just a personal thing. Now they can actually sue you. And I'm like, what? So that definitely like ixnay on the visiting.
Right.
All customers at house, period.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean, I guess that could be a whole nother thing in itself, is that type of like the
It
do's and
was.
don'ts of
And
like
that
a business
insurance was
versus
huge.
personal.
It was huge, huge money, like every month. So I said, okay, well, no customers at home. It'll all be like virtual.
Yeah.
So takes
Or
care
you
of that.
go out to meet them. I mean, yeah.
So, there's a lot. And again, you're adding value to your customer or prospect's life, and you're showing your credible expertise in that particular niche. So guys, if you're listening and you have a business and you're thinking, what am I going to get? What am I going to do? Just go and grab the little freebie inside. It's on the ticker there. Just go grab it and you'll get some ideas. And, I also have, I think, on there a way that they can contact you. Let me put that little ticker page down there. Okay, I'll do that after. Okay, so for now, you guys go get that little lead magnet there. It'll give you ideas. I think there's 101, if I'm not mistaken. 100.
No, I think it's like 100. Well, total with everything together, I think it's 190 some, actually, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay, so definitely go get it, guys. So let's talk a little bit about, you have an offer right now for people.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm a customer and I want a lead generation. So let's pretend I'm a spa, right?
Yep.
And I come to you and I say, okay, I'm ready for this offer that you have. And this is the offer right here. It's called the 30-day lead boost.
Yep.
Right? So what is that offer? What does that comprise? And let's say I am your perfect customer. Take me through the process of working with you.
So there's a questionnaire that businesses fill out that shows me or teaches me or tells me, I guess, about the businesses, what kind of marketing you've done, what's worked, what doesn't work, what you're interested in.
Yeah.
He's back.
Hey, we've got the rooster's approval.
Right.
He wanted to put his 2 cents in. I love it.
So from there, we end up doing a one-on-one call, and to learn more, to kind of talk over some ideas of different lead magnets. And figure out what you want to offer, what your customers are interested in, what are they looking for, what is the most value that you can provide to them. We work one-on-one to figure that out, and
then you create it.
We create something. We create a funnel to help.
What is that funnel? Like when we say funnel, because you and me know what that is.
Yep.
What are the connections in the back of that funnel? So what does that mean? So we have a lead magnet that you're going to put up on the website, which is like, if people don't understand, usually it's a pop-up that pops up on the website when you're trying to leave or you're trying to change pages. Or it could be like it's on an actual page that tells you, okay, grab my free this or my guide or register for the webinar. Usually takes you to a landing page where you're going to put your email in, right?
Yep. So let's say if you're a spa, I'll just throw out a lead magnet. Let's say you're going to offer, your lead magnet is going to be, say, 50% off of whatever service that you offer. Say it's a massage.
The first.
Yeah.
your first treatment at the spa is 50% off.
Sure. So let's just say that's your lead magnet. So that's what you're going to entice somebody into, with that offer. They're going to click on that. Inside the funnel, it's going to talk about you, the services you offer, how it could benefit them, some of the struggles or the challenges that they may have, the customer, so you're showcasing their pain points and how your service can solve them. And eventually at the bottom, you have a spot where they enter in their email, their phone, or whatever the parameters are that you want. It's unlimited. You can ask for whatever you want. Typically it's an email and a name, but phone number is great too, because so many people are text messaging now instead of emailing. So
SMS people.
Yeah, so I think that having a phone number in there is great, because you can immediately reach out to them, and people answer text messages before they answer emails.
True.
How many emails do you get a day? It's like,
you don't know.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, if you get 50 emails a day, it's like they just kind of blend in. But a text message, is to me more meaningful than an email. But they're both good contacts. So essentially, that's you'll once you have the email, the name, it goes into like a email collection, whatever platform you're going to be on. So it'll store that automatically, and then you'll deliver that coupon. If you're, like in this case, it's a coupon, or if it's a code that you bring into the store to use, they'll deliver that automatically. So you don't even have to physically go in and press send. You don't have to make it customizable. They enter in the info, they automatically get it. So it's very seamless. So,
and you cannot, and I'm going to add a little thing in there, just so you know, guys, like you could as well, part of this funnel, when you deliver, you can always say, as you're delivering that 50% discount, you could also have an upsell in there that says, for now only, for today, because you're a new customer, here's a package for you at, $29.59 or whatever. And then they can purchase that little bump just along the way. Again, because it's automated, because it's part of that funnel, can give you kind of passive income really quickly. Right. And you could have multiple things like that happening. You have a lot of those funnels where you go, you're buying one thing, and then they say, okay, well, the people that bought this, they also bought that. So for today, you can buy that. And then you're like, oh, no, I don't want that. Okay, well, if you don't want that, here's another offer. And it's like, no, I want, you go buy, and you have like 4 or 5. But I have to say, it makes me think every time. And sometimes I do buy one of the upsells. So it is an easy way to make that value of that customer a little higher than just the delivery.
Yeah, Amazon does that every time. Every time you buy, because you scroll down a little bit and it says people frequently bought this with this with this, and it's like that's the same thing you talk about.
The same principle.
Yep.
So and again, once they fall into that email marketing platform, you can then push them into a nurturing sequence where you'll have 40, 50 emails that are being sent. Some of the emails will be about you and your business. Some of the emails will be about promotions. Some of the emails will be educational, just to nurture that relationship. So again, just with that funnel, you could be establishing a really strong bond with your prospect, and you could be selling them multiple things without any effort.
Yeah, and in the emails, you get to talk about your other services that you offer, and maybe those are other problems that they have. They may have come to you because of, say, something was a sore muscles or whatever for your massage package. You could have other stuff that you offer that they're still struggling with, and that's inside of your emails.
Yeah, that they don't know about, right? Because I mean, again, when we go to a website, yes, you'll have the services and all that, but it's not the same as somebody sending you like, this is one of the services that I do, but here's the benefits to you, and here are the reasons why you should be doing this for yourself, right? You don't have time or space to put that on your website. So emailing is always, and I don't care what people say, we do look at our emails. Like people say, oh, email is dead. No, email is still the golden goose, and it will always be the golden goose. And now with AI and being able to tie AI, you could even like create personalized videos. You could create personalized little chat bots that pop up in your email that is actually talking to your customers about this, instead of having, imagine that, instead of having text, you have an actual AI popping up in front of you and saying, did you think about this? And we were doing this and we're doing that. And like, it's like, seriously, the sky's the limit. So again, and it's a captive audience, which is very different. And we were talking about that this week, actually, where this is the difference between, and I want people to understand, this is the difference between social media and email. Social media, I will post something, 1 out of 300,000 will see it, and it'll be gone in about 30 seconds because, you know, the feed just moves and you're scrolling. So, I mean, who's going to see it? I'm not quite sure, but we put a lot of effort into it. The same message will be sent to an email list of 600 people, and, you know, 400 will open it. Right. Okay. So the numbers speak for themselves. So yes, I'm not to be on social, but what I am saying is that you're going to convert through email.
Yeah, I mean, social is an awareness platform. It's not for converting. It's for bringing new people in. That's why, like, you know, like Facebook, when you make a post on Facebook, or, you know, people that already follow you get to see it. You know, if you're posting on TikTok, it's the majority of the people have not seen you before. So it's like, you know, I've heard the saying, you know, it's like, if you how does that even go? If you want to make content for your followers, is like, don't post it on TikTok, because it's like, those are the people that aren't seeing it. It's like,
yeah.
You know,
It is an awareness. It's like kind of like, you know, having people see you. That's fine. But again, I'm not sure it converts, and I'm not sure how many people see it, and if they're your people. Do you know what I mean? Again, it needs to be targeted, because I don't know if people know this who are listening, but if you have a business on a social media, and you use that same profile to go here and there and check this and check that, that destroys your actual algorithm that you're actually trying to create. So you should have one profile that is, you know, your personal scroll fun time, and then you should have a profile that is just your business, so that, and when you're scrolling, when you're using that business profile to scroll, make sure that you are actually scrolling hashtags and people that are your exact target, because then the algorithm will understand that this is what you want to see and this is who you want to connect with. But if you use that on a personal level and you're going to Kim Kardashian's, you know, thing all day long, it's like, I'm not sure that's helpful. Right? No, and a lot of people don't know that, and all of a sudden they're like, I don't know who's seeing my stuff, and I'm like, all this is so mixed up, and it gets crazy, right? So just a little, you know, PSA over here.
I guess when I got Kim Kardashian popping up in my feed, I'm probably going to have to go back in and reset it.
Correct.
And search up what I want. Yeah.
Right, because all of a sudden you're gonna get a lot of, you know, spank and makeup and stuff coming into your feed, and it may not be the people that you want to see.
Probably not.
So that offer that you have on right now, tell us a little bit. So what what is the normal pricing of that offer, and what's the deal they're going to get today if they actually sign up?
So normal price is $9.97 for taking five customers today for this, and it's
At
$4.97.
$9.97. So 5 people at $9.97.
Yep. No, $4.97 is the sale price for this.
So half price.
Half
Okay,
price.
people, like, I don't know if you're listening, but he just said this is half price for 5 business owners. So it's usually the package, the 30-day lead boost is usually $9.97. But for today, for this particular crowd, so we have a few people watching right now. So if you're watching, 5 people, half price, and you get your sales funnel from beginning to end. You get your custom lead magnet. You get the funnel built for you. You get a strategy session, and you get 4 calls.
Yep.
So 4 weekly calls of coaching to make sure that everything's going perfectly.
Correct.
That is a freaking deal. So guys, it is at the bottom there. And it's also, if you're watching from YouTube, go into the description. The lead page is there. If you're on LinkedIn, go into the description of the event. All the links are in there. There's also a little ticker at the bottom, but I don't think you're quick enough to, unless you take a picture. Take a picture. Right? Okay, so we're at the end of our interview, and what I like to do, it's called the Fast 5, which is 5 questions that I don't tell you about, just so that I want to put you on the spot even more and get a little spontaneity at the end of our show. So here's the first one.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with any 3 people, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Oh boy. Alex Hormozi. I'll pick him off the bat.
Yeah, I like him. Yeah, definitely. I'd have him at my table too.
How about Warren Buffett?
Cool.
And how about Tony Robbins?
Oh shit, that's a hell of a dinner. Now, why would you pick those 3? I mean, I'd pick those 3 too, but why would you pick those 3?
I would say Tony Robbins for, like the inspiration, like that aspect of the dinner. Warren Buffett from just being able to
teach me.
Yeah, picturing just being able to listen to I mean, I don't even know. It's the problem with some of these people, it's it's you don't even know what you don't know. So it's it'd just be to go and absorb and listen. And Alex Hormozi probably mostly for his business and philosophical stuff, because it's
he's amazing.
One of them I think is done he's helped me shift perspectives, say when things are not going great or bad, it's just the perspective shift of they could be a whole lot worse, and it's true, and just using some of those tools to just frame the perspectives, just some of his philosophical
I like
ideas.
his clarity.
Mm-hmm.
His way of making something that's complex really clear, really simple, right? Yep. I listen to him all the time, and I always get nuggets from him. And it's just sometimes we overcomplicate things, and it's just he has a way of just cutting through that and making things super clear. Yep. And then you're like, yeah, why didn't I think of that? Yeah. Right. But sometimes you just kind of get into it, right?
Yep.
So what's one hobby or activity you love that most people don't know about?
Oh, I guess a hobby that, I don't have a whole lot of I enjoy work, and that's the thing, that it's I enjoy what I do. So it's the farm is fun. I love operating equipment, and it's that's not a profession that a lot of people would love to do that don't. And it's just the minutia of learning the plants and how plants grow. I love that stuff. like if you want to talk like activities,
Or maybe a quirky kind of thing that you do that nobody knows about that,
yeah, like, well, like skiing. I mean, nobody knows I ski, I guess. So it's like that was
Yeah, I
fun.
have a hard time picturing you, like, sloping down those slopes there.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun. I'd love to take the kids, and I've been trying to get my daughter to go skiing for I don't know, 16. Well, not she's 16 years old. I haven't been trying to get her to go skiing, but I've been trying to get her to go skiing for about 8 years now, and she's resisted and said no. And it's like I finally got her on the slopes 2 weeks ago for the first time.
Nice.
And we went again last night or yesterday, and she picked it up like she's been skiing for
She's a natural.
yeah. So it's
That's
it's
awesome.
fun. It's something that we can do as a family instead of leaving one behind. And it's
Yeah, I know.
so,
Okay, so you're stranded on a deserted island and you can only have one book and only listen to one song for the rest of your life. What would that book be and what would that song be?
oh boy. Well, let's start with the song. Probably "Free Bird" from Leonard Skinner.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a good one. Yeah, I could listen to that a couple of times.
Right. And it's like 14 minutes long, so you wouldn't have to hit replay a whole bunch
It's cool.
of books.
Mhm.
I don't honestly know. I mean, the last two books that I've read were from Alex Hormozy. So, I mean, I hate to go back to him again, but it's like I don't know how they'd help me on a desert island. Um,
But you don't know that you're going there. So, I mean,
right,
right? Thinking you're going to the beach, but, know, right? There you go. So you only have one book. It would be a good book, right? Maybe talk to the fish about it.
right.
What's your favorite guilty pleasure? Your musical artist. So it kind of goes with the songs, but is there like a musician or a musical artist that you like more than anybody that you're listening to all the time that inspires you or that you find, you know?
I mean, I love Southern rock, and that's, like the Skinner, the 38 Special, I mean, that type of stuff. So
What
it's like
about Chris Stapleton? Because
I
he's
love
one
him. I do,
he's
I do. I love that.
one of my
I do like
favorites.
yep, I love that country like that, because it's like it's country, but it's kinda not. It's like older school, like old
It's
school mixed
storytelling, right?
mixed with
I
the
love
rock,
it.
right.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah,
funny because we're sitting on the couch, me and my husband, Friday night, and I'm working as usual. And he's sitting next to me, and he gets into this feed of like 80s song, right? That rock and roll and that stuff. And I'm like, oh, I remember that. And, oh, because it was like memory lane. And what I think people love about music is that it puts a stamp on a memory,
right. It's a
right?
connection in
So
time.
right. So you hear a song and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah, broke my heart on that one. That was my first one. Yeah. Right. Or we went for a drive or we went for this or we went for that or this happened on during that time. And it was just such an amazing thing. And we actually decided to create like a Spotify list. And we said, okay, on Sunday afternoons, we're going to take that Spotify list and we're just going to go for a drive. And we're just going to, reminisce.
That's
And
cool.
I thought that was really cool. Right.
I love
The
it.
80s, we had good music. We really did.
Yep.
Okay, so if you could instantly gain a skill or talent, what would it be? And you can't be invisible. It's like a real talent.
Oh, a skill? So if I can't be invisible, can I, like, read people's minds then? Is that an okay one?
Ooh, that would be a good one.
It'd
But
probably be
let's
dangerous, and I probably would regret saying that, but
yeah, because I mean, I don't think I'm not sure I would want to know what people are thinking sometimes.
now that it came out of my mouth, I may regret saying that if that was the first thing that came to my mind, but I don't know.
Right?
That's what popped into my head because I was thinking, like I wasn't thinking of it in terms of, like, being, like, bad things. I was thinking in terms of, like, you're working with somebody and, it's like,
You can read their minds before they say
Right.
anything. And
You know,
you
it's like
look like a real like, whoa, wow, you're reading my mind.
right. It would be, like you could help them diagnose their troubles or their problems or what the issue is that they're having in business or what
Absolutely.
they, without them even having to.
Articulate it.
Right. Or if they're struggling to articulate it, it's like, boom, it's here. I
Yeah.
was thinking of it in terms of good, not in terms of bad. But after I said it, then I got thinking, it's like, maybe that's a bad thing.
It depends where you are and who you're with. If it's in a room full of exes, that might not be fun.
That might not be fun. It might be pretty brutal.
That's where my mind goes. Okay, so on that cheery note, all right, we're going to remind everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. It's
Thank
always
you for having me.
it's always a great pleasure to talk with you about these things. I hope that people out there have gotten some value, gotten some ideas, whatever business you're in. Reach out to us, reach out to Adam, reach out to me. I do. I have a coaching program called Passions to Profits, and basically that's what I do. It's like whatever you want to do, let's turn it into a business. And I know people say that's full of poo-poo because they think, yeah, you can't live and enjoy and have fun. And that's not true. I've monetized every single love and talent and expertise that I've had, and I've enjoyed it. We both said a while ago, right? We love what we do, so it's hard. It is our hobby. It's what we are passionate about, and I think everyone out there deserves a chance at least to experience that, because I think we're born and raised to think that working hard has to be like, such a hard thing, and we shouldn't be enjoying it because it's work. And I don't think so. I think you should follow your bliss, follow your passions, and try to turn those into monetization aspects and streams, because then you actually love what you do. Right?
100%.
I think so. So guys, we're going to end it on this. Again, I'm going to remind you that if you go into the LinkedIn description or the YouTube description underneath this video, you will see all of the freebies that we are giving away for you. I think mine is a content marketing guide. So if you guys are new to content marketing, just go and download that, and it'll give you a checklist. It'll give you ChatGPT prompts to put into it. It'll give you a really good idea on how to create a content marketing strategy for your business. If you want a lead magnet for your business, reach out to Adam. He'll take you through. He's got 5 spots only for today that he's going to work for you at half the price, which is amazing. You get an awful lot of value on that today. So go ahead and get that. And thank you again, Adam, for being here today.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, as always. And I hope everybody out there had fun and got something out of it. And I wish you a great day, a great Sunday. So here we go. Goodbye, everybody.
All right. Goodbye.